What is up, guys? What is up? Welcome back to the Silver Surfers channel, and happy St. Patrick's Day today, guys. Hope you all are wearing green out there. If you're not, hopefully someone pinches you. We got our leprechauns up front there to go ahead and share in this endeavor of the video. A couple of things I wanted to mention. I apologize ahead of time for the sunshine that's shining through. Kind of the time of the day here when I'm filming this is causing that issue, but we're thankful for where I'm at. Located, and the rain has finally stopped for a day. And then secondly, and the most important thing is I really wanted to thank each and every one of my subscribers out there, guys. I have reached the 1,000 subscriber mark. I know that sounds probably insignificant to a lot of you guys, but it is a milestone on a YouTube channel, a low-key YouTube channel like mine that really means a lot to me. And I've been going at this for a long time, guys, since 2017, making videos. And a lot of you hotshots have came well after me and reached that mark and beyond that mark, and good for you. It takes me longer apparently, but I do know that the folks that watch my stuff, a lot of them are original or regulars, if you would. And I thank each and every one of you guys out there for just tuning in all the time. And I hope you enjoy this video. I started it off, like I said, in 2017, just kind of documenting my journey along the, numismatics and other collectibles. And here I am today with 1,000 subscribers plus. So thank you guys, each and every one of you. It means a lot. It truly does. All right. Now let's get to today's topic of video. And it's going to be about the Redbook, guys. You've probably seen the United States Redbook for coins here. Nothing too significant about that, but this video is kind of significant because we have a couple of different ones here. But what I wanted to share today is going to be this guy right here. And if you look closely, it says a guidebook to United States coins of 1947 by R.S. Yeoman. Kind of show you the side there. And same thing it states on the side. But basically, this is a very important book. And the condition is pretty stinking nice. I mean, it's got some edge damage and stuff as expected for the age of this book and the usage of it. But basically, this is the first edition and first printing, and I'll talk about that here shortly, of the Redbook. So the Redbook, for those of you guys that don't know, is the longest running coin reference guide, price guide sheet, if you would, of any other coin reference guide. It started with this book here. In November of 1946 was the first release of these. They made 9,000 copies of this particular book here. It sold out immediately. R.S. Yeoman said he was a collector himself, and at that time, post-World War II, was interested in providing a way for collectors to determine retail value and what they should actually have to pay for their coins that they're interested in. Now, the Blue Book is a little different than this. The Blue Book is the wholesale value of what you can expect to receive by selling the coin, especially if you go to a dealer or something along those lines. But it blew up. It caught on very rapidly, and still today, this is, collectors will buy the new version every single year, and go from there. And so, in 1946, November, like I said, was the first issuance of this book here, and you can see copyright there on the bottom right, in 1946 by Whitman Publishing Company, and it sold out. It sold out immediately, and so they had to print another 9,000 copies of the book, and that is determined to be the first edition, second printing, however. So look at these prices, guys. These early Massachusetts, New England coins, shillings. Check that out. $175 for very good. But anyways, so moving back to the story here, the way that you determine if it's a first edition, first printing, or first edition, second printing, there's only one way to do that. And we'll just head to that spot right now. You'll have to flip to this page right here, page 135. And if you read this blurb down here, 270 plus million silver dollars were melted under the Pittman Act of April 1918, 259 million plus for export to India, and 11 million plus for domestic subsidiary coins. And here it is, guys, which probably accounts for the scarcity of this date. So that last little phrase there, quote, the scarcity of this date, end quote, is the way you determine if it's a first edition. The first edition will have this. The second edition, they changed that up because it was kind of an obscure statement there of talking about which date that they're actually mentioning. And so I think it's the 1895. I forget the exact the date that they're talking about. But anyways, the point is that the point is that this is the way you determine if it says this right here. There's a first edition, first printing, which is the most desirable of all of these books. The first edition, second printing, also desirable, but it will have the actual specific date annotated on there. And so that's that. So really, really cool. Only 9,000 of these were ever produced, and there's a heck of a lot less survivors. Believe it or not, there's actually a red book for collecting red books, as the early ones draw a premium like this here. And some of the other editions they made throughout the years, there's some kind of special collector's editions with limited runs and stuff like that. But there's a whole red book on collecting red books, believe it or not. But what I wanted to show you was, take a look at some of these prices here, guys. Look at the look at the 1878 Seven Tail Feathers, a proof version, $35 only, huh? And look at that, the 78 Carson City, $5.50. You imagine that? Imagine going back to these days. But the real interesting one, if I can get it in the focus here, top right up there, 1893S, uncirculated condition for $100 only. That is pretty fascinating. Now, I know there's been a change in the cost of living, and what $100 cost, or could have bought you back in 1947 as opposed to 2023 is significantly different. But hold that thought, and remember the $100 uncirculated, and I'll show you what the value is today, and you tell me and be the judge whether it would have been a good buy back then. So. And then the other one I want to show you, and I'm not going to go through each and every page here, but this was also really interesting, is the Pan Pack, the 1915 Pan Pack, $50 round and $50 octagon. Check these things out here, $600 and $500 respectively. Boy, oh boy, would I have loved to have traveled back in time. This is a 1966 version. This was given to me by my good friend Dustin Whitty, who I will always cherish that book. But let's switch to the topic at hand here. And remember, I told you an 1893S, right? We're talking 1893S. Try to get into focus there. There we go. It's a little bit better. In uncirculated condition in 1947, the value of that was $100. Check this out, dudes. So if you get to, what does that say? Yeah, it's a choice grade MS63 for $350,000. If you crush a gem MS65, you're talking $600K. Okay, so was it worth it? And was it, a lot of people always come back, oh, those are 1947 prices, and $100 a lot of money. Yeah, it was, but I'm inclined to probably say that $100 in 1947 was worth significantly less than $350,000 in 2023. That's just my guess. I don't know. So again, I wish I can go back in time. And I digress a little bit. But getting back to the other point here, check this out. For $600, this is, I guess, not as good of a deal as the Morgan 93S. But the round versus octagonal, you got 240K versus 220K. Or that's for a 66. A gem, or excuse me, a choice 63 would be $95K and $90,000 versus $600 and $500. So anyways, pretty interesting. That's apparently not as good as a deal as the 93S Morgan dollar, but you would have done probably pretty well if you picked one of those up back in the day. So I really hope you guys enjoyed a little overview of the Red Book and just kind of the history of it, getting to see and visualize the grail of all Red Books, if you would, which is the first edition here, first printing. And again, thank you so much, guys, for all my 1,000 subscribers. It truly does mean the world to me. And until next time, happy St. Patrick's Day, and Silver Surfer is out.